Hi everyone! In this exercise, configuring Liferay DXP as an administrative user, we're going to configure the default language for the platform. After that, you're going to configure the default time zone for the platform. And finally, we're going to manage an OSGI module via the App Manager in the UI. All the details are available in the documentation, but here you can find a summary of all the steps. To begin, we are going to build and start the container for the Tomcat service. After that, we are going to log in the server and find the instance settings. Then, we are going to set a new default language for the platform, for example, French. And then, we are going to verify the language change in a new web browser, or you could use a private mode for your web browser. Then, we are going to revert to the original default language, English. After that, we're going to set a custom time zone for the platform. For example, I live in Chile, so I can use that time zone. Then, we are going to find the site level configuration options. That is because you can change the default language for a site. So Liferay could manage 3 levels for language. The first level is for the user. Then you can configure for the platform. Also, you can configure the language for your site. And finally, we are going to see the App Manager settings. You need to execute those commands. Please execute first Docker Compose build for your Liferay Tomcat 1 and MySQL image. And after that, you need to execute the command Docker Compose app for your Liferay Tomcat 1. Then you're going to have your containers running. For example, if I go to Docker dashboard, here in the container section, I can see my Liferay Tomcat 1 with my container MySQL. Both are running. This HA proxy is for our previous video. It's not necessary for this exercise, but if you want to run, you need to execute the Docker Compose app for the HA proxy. But we are not going to use for this exercise. Only Liferay Tomcat 1 and MySQL. Well, we're going to change the default language for our platform. First, you are going to sign in your platform using your administrative account. We're going to use our test account. After that, we are going to go to our control panel, instance settings, and then we are going to select this option. Please click in localization, and here you can change your default language. For example, if you need the default language in French, you can select French here, and then you can click in save. Now, to check if all is okay, you need to open a new incognito window, and then you're going to your localhost 8081, and now you can see it's in French. Bonjour Clément is available here in French. All the options are in French. Now, if you want, for example, to configure your language to Portuguese, then you need to select the language Portuguese. Now you can click in save, and now you need to open a new incognito window and go to localhost 8081, and now you can see that message is in Portuguese. Also here is in Portuguese. All the options are in Portuguese. For example, you can see here, hola mundo, procurar, entrar, and so on. Now, if you need to configure your default language to Spanish, it's in the same way. You need to select Spanish, and then you can click in save. Finally, you need to check that, open an incognito window, and then you go to localhost 8081, and you're going to see everything in Spanish. For example, búsqueda, acceder, hola mundo. Why home is not in Spanish? It's because you need to add the translation. This is a page. All the pages could have translations. Now I'm going to go back to English. I'm going to select English and then I'm going to save. And now I can go again to localhost 8081 and everything is in English. Remember, all the steps are available in the documentation. Now, how you can change the time zone? The time zone is similar. You need to go to your control panel, then instance settings, and now you are going to select localization in the same way that you did before. And now you can click here in time zone. Please go to time zone. I'm in Santiago de Chile, so my time zone is this. Is the same that Brasilia. We are in the same time zone, so I'm going to click in save. And now I'm using the right time zone for the place where I live. After configuring that, you need one site in another language. For example, you could have your platform in English, but you need a site in Spanish. Probably you need a site in Spanish, for example, for Mexico. So you need to go to your site. For example, this could be my site. And then I go to configuration, settings. In settings, you can change the default language for your site. And this configuration is available for each site. Each site could have a different language, different from the default. For example, here the default is English, but I can change to Spanish, for example. I change to Spanish and then click save. And now my site is in Spanish. So if I open an incognito window, I go to that site, I can see all in Spanish. Remember, I changed the default language for this site. I'm going to revert that change. I'm going to configure it like the default language options. I'm going to save, and now everything is in English, the portal and the site. Now you need to configure different modules. For example, you need to deactivate the blocks application. Go to your app manager, available in your control panel. If you go to your control panel and then you go to system, control panel, system, and then app manager. Here is app manager. Now you can search the functionality. For example, blocks. I'm going to search the blocks functionality. Here's blocks. And now I can, for example, for Liferay blocks API, I'm going to deactivate that. Are you sure about that? Yes, I would like to deactivate the Liferay blocks API. Okay. And now that module is deactivated. If I want to activate again, I need to do the same. Now it's deactivated. You can see it's in status resolve. And now I can activate. Now it's working. In the first try, I forgot to click on save, but now it's working. So if you want to deactivate, you go to your options and then deactivate. You click on OK, and that you can see how it changed the status. To have this available again, you need to go to your options and then activate, and you can see how the status changed.